Hello and welcome back to the Lore Raider and another ranking video. Last time we discussed all the different Metroids ranked weakest to strongest, and in this video, we'll be ranking every known bounty hunter from weakest to strongest. Now admittedly, this is a very strange list which you'll soon see. And keep in mind, we'll be taking into account Metroid's famous power creep into these lists. And of course, this is just one man's humble opinion. Without further ado, let's begin. This list is a little weird, as strangely for a series starring a bounty hunter, most bounty hunters are grouped together because they appear in a very few specific games and therefore scale together. Rounding out the bottom of the list are most of the Metroid Prime hunters' bounty hunters. They are this far down for losing to a holding back Variasuit Samus and to an extremely restricted Gandrayda. Gandrayda at full power is one of the most powerful entities in the verse at full power, but this wasn't even the weakened Gandrayda that fought Samus. No, this was a freshly freed, weakened, starved Gandrayda who immediately solo wiped all the hunters casually. Candon is the first of the hunters defeated by Samus, so I would place him as the weakest of the bunch, followed by Spire. Nox and Weevil are directly comparable as being mid-game fights, and Trace is the best of the worst as he has two major appearances and has shown to be superior to at least Nox's. Very debatable list, but I'm very confident in my rankings. Next up, we have the hunters featured in Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. These hunters are absolutely superior to the previous hunters on the list due to being 2 games later and benefiting from power creep, and managing to battle against PED Suit Samus, who is by this point in the timeline an absolute powerhouse. The order is fairly clear, as Samus, who 100% gets rage/hatred amps, would be getting stronger with each of her fellow hunters' deaths. Therefore, Rundus would take the ace spot, followed by Gore at number 7. Now, the placement of these two hunters is strongly up for debate. Gandrayda is the strongest of the Prime 3 picks, and more importantly is a shapeshifter who has consistently shown making tougher versions of things she's seen. For example, Gore G is stronger than normal Gore, and I'd argue the fact that she switches out of Samus G form and her inability to use Phazon led to her defeat. So the question is, do you believe that End of Prime Federation Force Silux will be able to defeat Gandrayda? Keep in mind that he would have to make up all the distance between Prime Hunters and Prime 3 that Samus has made, and that means keeping up with her power creep, and I can only name a few beings in Metroid that can keep up with Samus. He has no feats in Federation Force, but was the strongest hunter in Prime Hunters admittedly. But the fact that he never confronted Samus during Prime 3 up through Federation Force leaves me dubious about his abilities. I'll leave the decision up to you guys. This time we have a tie for 4th and 3rd place. We have the one-eyed hunter Bomad and the Samus simp known as Chopping Zegan. In their first appearances, both hunters square up against Variasuit Samus and do decently well before being defeated. Granted, Zegan fought a later version of Samus. However, by the end of the manga's run, they work together to take on an army of Integra robots. Robots that once pose a real threat to Samus, and the two act as equals. Therefore, because I can't differentiate between the two scaling, they would tie here near the top of the list. Coming in as our silver medalist is Joey Apronica, Samus Aran's apprentice and protege. And given he accompanied her on many a dangerous mission, I would like to count him as a hunter. His power level through the manga ranges so much it's worthy of its own video, but Whilst at the start of the manga, at his weakest, he was being threatened by regular space pirates, by the end, he managed to overpower a plasma beam wielding bishop, not only defend against it, but turn the power around and use it to literally one-shot him, even when he was using the full power plasma beam. This bishop should be equal to or slightly stronger than Knight, who managed to actually win his battle against a Various Suit Samus, and then later, whilst very much dying, by Samus' own admission, almost managed to kill another full-power Various Suit Samus later on. And Joey is superior to this guy, as again, he defeated Bishop. So, take that, Silux.
Number 1. Boba Fett is a cold-blooded killer who worked for the Empire.
I'm so shocked! Who knew that the cold and merciless, species-genociding, planet-destroying bounty hunter would make the top of the list? Unfortunately, except for like a list of top 10 strongest beings in Metroid, Samus Aran's gonna be the top of all of those lists. I mean, this woman saw Greed, the man who was about to destroy the entire universe, die under the weight of all that power, and all she has to say about that is how pathetic he is. And then she just casually undoes all the damage the guy did, you know, just as you do. And then she gets stronger in Fusion and Dread. So, what did you guys expect the ending of this list to be?